Hey guys, it is I, and happy Sunday. So this is a kind of emergency video I'm making today because I had to do some research to make sure it's actually a thing that's possibly coming, right? And what I'm talking about today is the fact that President Trump may want to implement 50-year mortgages, right? Now, it has to go through different legislations and stuff, right, to become an official thing. But there's some places already doing 50-year mortgages. But to make it official across the land, they have to do certain regulations and stuff. Now, um, home ownership is important, right? Because it allows you to get equity in the home, and if you utilize it correctly, it could be a ticket to financial freedom, right? So I am I'm saying this in advance to say, like, I think everybody should make it a goal to eventually try to own a home. Now, whether you should own a home or not is dependent on where you are financially and affordability, right? Like, as Americans, and I'm speaking with myself included, right? I'm not trying to be like, oh, look at me. No, we live in a debt-based society, so utilization of debt allows us to get things we can't afford, right? I know that's not like I'm breaking it down, but what I mean by this too is that if using debt correctly, because I have had to use debt for my businesses, like when I was flipping cars and stuff, it could give you financial freedom, right? You could flip your way to success. I know it sounds crazy, but if you think a product is going to do well and you buy it for $5 and you sell it for $10, you pay down the initial debt, you have extra money to now run your business, and you may not have to go in as much debt to get the supply again. And you do this enough times, you could actually not have to worry about money, right? And that's a very simplified version of a business essentially, right? But a 50-year mortgage is insanity, and here's why, right? Yes, you get the American dream, but the way loans and things like mortgages work is like you pay a certain part of the percentage of the loan before you actually touch the principal, right? What I mean by that is, let's say you take out a loan for, let's keep it simple, $1,000, right? In order to pay that $1,000 off, you have to pay like $100 a month, and in 10 months, technically you'll pay it off. At, well, maybe 11 because you have to extra depend on the percentage, right? But in the case of like, if the interest rates are like, let's say it takes it down to 3.75 or something like that. Yeah, you and it's like 50 years, you pay like $5 because you're paying the percentage, but then you have to probably pay $5 for the first 30 years, and then you get to the principal of what you owe, which is like the $1,000, and you start paying like maybe 250 on that, and you start knocking that down, right? I'm just breaking it down in a very simple, stupid version to make it comical, but it's kind of serious, right? And the average life expectancy in America from American men and women is like 78, I believe, and last time I looked it up, it's like 82 for women. But regardless, sorry, somebody's watching me crazy. um, regardless, if you like try to do this, you may not ever own the house, right? And because you may die before you even see the house in your family's name. So let's look at it like this, right? If you take out a mortgage, and this is something, right? I want you guys to ask yourself, before you take out a 50-year mortgage, how many of you guys, and you can put it in comment down below, you don't have to go into full details on say, oh, my name is Billy and I have this, right? How many of you guys are over the age of 25? How many of you guys have like term life insurance policies that go up to at least 30 years, right? Because this is going to be kicker. You you cannot really use a term life insurance policy, right, for something like this, because if you took out a 50-year mortgage, you would need to do a whole life policy, and here's why, right? A whole life policy is for until the age of 100, I believe, and you would need to cover the entirety of the house just in case you die, so your house at least is paid off, so your family could have the house, right? And that could be pretty expensive if you're older. So you will have to literally, if you thinking of taking a 50-year mortgage, you'll have to plan your life around this mortgage, even more so because it's literally 50 years, like half a century, like half of 100 years. Where in a world where human life expectancy is like the for a man is 72, 78 or something. Like, come on, like it could work if it's going to work for a few people who have their lives planned out properly, and they're like, okay, at the age of 18, I'm getting whole life insurance. It's $300 and something for $1 million policy. The house I'm buying is like $600,000-$700,000, 50 years. Oh, golly, 50 years at 18. Oh my God, I'll be 68. That's a long time. And then as you get better jobs and stuff, you refinance and lower the mortgage rate. So instead of a 50-year, you bring it down to a 30-year and then a 15-year, or you just make it a 50-year and you pay extra on it to pay it off quickly, right? You add money to the principal and stuff. So for you guys who want a house, like, I would highly suggest talking to a financial planner or advisor, looking at your overall circumstances and deciding whether it's the right choice for you or not. But the fact that they're even suggesting this is insane, because what this is going to probably lead to, as I used to say in videos before, I had to take them down because, whatever, but I used to say in videos years ago, I don't think home prices are going to go down because the average person like myself, they have interest rates of like 2.75% for their homes. Like, it doesn't make sense selling any damn thing. It's literally paying itself off by doing nothing and just hold on to it. So yeah, I feel if they implement 50-year mortgages, it's going to increase home prices to a point where, like, a house that's $500,000 now in the next 6 to 10 years could easily be 1 point something mil because it's 50 years, right? So I don't know. You guys tell me what you think and comment down below. Insanity at its finest. But you know what? I'm not going to criticize it because at the end of the day, I understand why they're trying to do it, right? They're trying to get inventory to move again. And they already know if you are lowering interest rates, if Fed is lowering interest rates, prices for homes are obviously going to go up, because if interest rates come down and you could get a better rate for your mortgage, it's going to allow two things to happen. People are going to refinance their homes that they have now for lower payments, and people are going to be rushing to buy homes, which will create a buyer's market again, which will cause prices to go up. So trickle down economics, right? I don't know, man. Like, I'm not trying to say I have the answers, because this is a very hard decision, because, as far as the president is concerned, he's trying to make homes affordable for everyone, right? So you can't criticize someone for trying to do that, but at the same time, it's kind of like, there's something most economic personnel were talking about. There's like, countries becoming stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? They're trying to lower interest rates to stimulate the economy because we are losing jobs in the economy. But in doing so, you're risking inflation happening. And if you don't lower the interest rates, people are going to continue to lose jobs, and all kind of issues like that are going to continue to happen. So it's really a tough situation. I don't know, like, if technically textbook style, and I'm not even trying to be funny here, based on what I studied, we should probably be raising interest rates, and here's why, right? Again, I'm not trying to be like, oh, I know the answers, I'm just discussing it, right? Technically, we should raise interest rates even more to cause bad businesses to fail, and then let them fail and without bailing them out, right? Like, if something is not working because it's over leveraged and stuff, it should fail in theory, and then the economy could heal, because then innovation would happen, because people are like, well, we can't do business this way because it caused that company to go bankrupt and they're in serious debt, and then it washes out all the bad business, right? So yeah, it's a tough thing to think about. But you guys let me know and comment down below. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. what do you guys think we should be doing? Should we be rushing for 50-year mortgages? Hoorah, or oh boy. Yeah. Okay. Take care.